Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Local St. Charles podcast. I'm Ken Tucker of Changescape Web, and today I have Troy Compardo, who's the Chief Executive Officer of the Boone Center. Welcome, Troy.
Yeah, thanks for having me today.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you guys. I've known about your organization for a long time. I think anybody who's been involved in St. Charles business community and the chamber has probably come across you guys in the past, but it's always good, to hear from you and, really get an understanding of what you guys are, who you serve, what you do. So
Mhm.
to get started, I'd love to ask you, what is the Boone Center and who do you serve?
Sure. So, Boone Center Inc. or BCI, we're all about employment and employing adults with disabilities. So our mission is to support, develop, and grow adults with disabilities through a continuum of employment opportunities. And we do that really through three of our programming options. So we have a program called Organizational Employment, which supports around 235 adults with disabilities, and we employ them directly at BCI, either at our St. Peter's location or at our Moscow Mills location up in Lincoln County. We also have a community-based employment program we call competitive employment, where we're placing adults with disabilities in competitive paying jobs with some of our employer partners in the community, all around St. Charles County and St. Louis County. And then we have our skill center training program, which is vocational training for adults with disabilities. So think about, it's a Rankin Jordan style approach where adults go through training programs and we place them in competitive jobs after that. So
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So, you mentioned, the employees that you guys have yourselves. I think is that BCI packaging?
that is BCI packaging. So BCI
Okay.
packaging is the home of our organizational employment program. Mhm.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit more about what that is?
Yeah, certainly. So BCI packaging, we're a world-class light manufacturer co-packer for businesses. So, and again, we support 235 adults and jobs through that packaging division that we have. And employers, or not employers, manufacturers mostly will partner with BCI. So we'll repackage their goods, we'll build product displays, we'll shrink wrap things, we'll then get all that accumulated and we'll distribute that across the world nationally. We work with some of the largest manufacturers in the country, Fortune 500 companies like Reckitt Benckiser or Hinkle, True Manufacturing, right here in St. Charles County. So that's a little bit about BCI. And there's some incentives for companies to do work with us. So like within the Missouri BIES program, if you work with a company like BCI, a non-for-profit extended employment program partner, there's some advantages for state agencies and others to partner with agencies like ours to do that packaging. So,
Troy, can you repeat that last answer? I got some.
sure.
The line was breaking up or something, so I'm
Oh,
not sure it
certainly.
came through.
Yeah, so there's definitely some benefits for manufacturers to partner with BCI. Not only do we deliver value by producing those goods and services for them, but within Missouri, the state has a Missouri BIES program, which allows these manufacturers to get points, or state agencies to get points for partnering with an organization like BCI, who provides this extended employment opportunity for adults with disabilities.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, it seems to me like there's a lot of people don't realize, how effective your employees can be in doing a lot of different types of jobs. Can you just talk a little bit about the nature of some of the work that they do? I know you talked about putting together displays and some light packaging. Can you go into a little bit more detail on that?
Sure. So we have a multiple capabilities. So we could shrink wrap material. So think about when you go to a Costco or Sam's Club and you see a 3-pack or a 2-pack of something that's bundled together to buy. So we produce those for companies like I mentioned, Reckitt or Hinkle. So like Dial soap, which comes in 3-packs all around the country. We do 3-packs of Dial soap. We shrink wrap those and we send them off. We also do filling. So you think about pouches at the store that are filled with goods. So like we fill some decon line of products for Reckitt. Like we fill bait into bags, we seal them, package them, and ship them off for Reckitt direct to consumers. And then we'll do some light manufacturing too. So you think about things that require just a lot of labor. There's a lot of steps involved. And so a lot of folks who are doing some kitting work or kitting items together and then shipping them out, it's a pretty labor intensive operation, or they could build it. So they send it over to us because we have lots of people who need work. So they'll send that to us. We'll provide that value, and then we'll either ship it back to them or put it directly into the supply chain so it can go right to consumers. So just an example of a few of the things we do. We also build. If you go into the store and you see an end cap display on the end of an aisle that's full of product, we'll build that whole cardboard container. We'll fill it, shrink wrap it, and send it right off to Lowe's or Sam's. So we're just a value add to the supply chain for these manufacturers. So
Yeah. Okay. So how do these manufacturers know the businesses, find you guys first of all, and then engage with you to hire your team?
yeah, certainly. So we have multiple channels, like the good old Google. Some people find us through Google search. They're looking for a co-packer or a packaging company. They can do that. They'll find BCI packaging, when they do that search. We're part of the Contract Packagers Association. So somebody can find us that direction and put in an RFP for our services. But we do have an outside sales director. His name's Brian Corrigan. So Brian's interfacing with members of like MAM, for example, Missouri Association of Manufacturers, and engaging with those companies to see how we can be a value add to their services. So those are a few channels and things like this, these podcasts, getting our word out to others who may not even know that we exist. Until you need a co-packer or a packaging company like ours, you just don't know how to find us. We had a company down in Ozark, Missouri. I asked him the other day, how'd you find us? And again, it was well, I never needed one before. And I Googled you. So I'm like, okay, well, great. So our website matters too. So that's a few channels.
Yeah. Awesome. So, as I mentioned at the top of, our broadcast, I think this is kind of an institution in St. Charles. And even though institutions have, been around for a while, a lot of people still don't know that they exist. So I'm glad that we can help, provide a venue for you guys to, get the word out to the community. Can you talk a little bit about the St. Charles roots of BCI?
Yeah, so we always speak to our founding mothers. So that was Margaret Holmes and Jane Kreider, and that was back in 1959 when they founded Boone Center. So that was down in St. Charles City, off of Boone's Lick Boulevard. So some of that naming convention comes from our location. Started small. They had some family members who had a disability, and they wanted to find, employment opportunities for them. So they started Boone Center back then, and we made candles. We started making candles. We found a product that we can make and sell, and we did that for nearly 30 years as we grew over time. And then we outgrew our facility there in St. Charles and moved to O'Fallon in a temporary location for a while, and then outgrew that and moved to St. Peter's, where our headquarters is now, off 79 and 70. And today, this is our headquarters, where we have over 100,000 square feet of office and production space. And then we have another 40,000 square foot warehouse over 370 Elm in the Fountain Lakes area. And then we branched into Lincoln County because they needed an operation like ours to support that community. So we branched into Lincoln County in 2010, and for 13 years now. So humble beginning and grown since. So
yeah, awesome. Well, I know I've known Jerry Hart for a long time. I don't know if you know him from Valley Industries, but I know he talks about, he's very passionate about how great the workers are, and I know you guys have the same experience. Can you just talk a little bit about your workforce, how important it is for them to have these jobs, how important it is for the community to be able to experience this, and really just what's the best thing about leading BCI as an organization?
Yeah, I mean, to start with that last, the best thing about leading BCI is just the mission, and it's all back to the people. Providing purpose and work for so many individuals is just fulfilling every day. And we have people who think about BCI and an adult with disabilities that can paint a broad picture about what that looks like to them based on their individual experiences. But I can tell you from firsthand, for being here for almost 3 years now, every day is a great day at BCI, because every day I have a dedicated workforce who comes in, who's happy for the opportunity to work here. We provide a culture of safety and a community, and they just feel very fulfilled with the work they accomplish every day. And not only that, do we do that here at BCI, but we're placing those seeds throughout our community through our community employment programming, our competitive employment, so other employers in the community can get a sense of what it looks like to have such a dedicated, talented workforce who just embraces opportunity to come to them, and we provide ongoing job coaching support for that person in that job and for that company as well. We have over 30 people that we've placed over at True Manufacturing who are part of that team every day. And I think we've changed the culture at True. I think they would tell you that it's made them better as an organization. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think unfortunately, there are too many stigmas or preconceived notions. And we need to break through those barriers. And I'm glad you guys are at the forefront of doing that. Tell me a little bit about the Skill Center.
yeah, the Skill Center was an idea back in
Okay.
2017, and an idea that turned into fruition around 2019. And I mentioned in the opening that it's like a Rankin Jordan from a technical college standpoint. It's a Department of Higher Education certified secondary education program that's designed for adults with
Okay.
disabilities, and it's reverse engineered. So unlike a Rankin, we designed the programming today to match the employer need that we partner with. So I mentioned True Manufacturing. We have others like Distribution Management, Cambridge Air Solutions, Embassy Suites, Notoli Engineering, where we designed 8-week curriculums for adults with disabilities to go through that curriculum, get upskilling from a hard skill standpoint, from a soft skill standpoint. And we've graduated, we're going to graduate 77 individuals since 2019 through that
Okay.
program, 25 this year in 2023, 2024, our fiscal year. And we have a retention rate of 90% after 6 months with these people. After they graduate, they're placed with that employer. And we're just very proud of that success and the retention and the value that we drive towards the company, but also the value for that individual to have such a rewarding employment outcome. So
Yeah, absolutely. So is that done in the St. Peter's location?
it is. Well, that's interesting you asked that. So we originally designed that program to have a simulated workspace at our St. Peter's location, and we still do with True Manufacturing. However, we've made this without walls now. So we basically take the training program and do it on site at the employer now. So we do that 8 weeks of training. So they get a
Okay.
better work experience that way. And they also get to interface with their future supervisors and other colleagues in that space. So it's just been a better approach for us to do it that way. But we can still do it in-house here at St. Peter's as well. But we prefer to kind of get out into the community and do that training on site at the employers. So.
Yeah, awesome. That's cool. So how can people best support BCI, Boone Center Inc.?
Yeah, great question. I would say there's several ways you can help support us. Well, if you're a manufacturer, come see us. Let us drive some value through your supply chain. Clearly, that's one way you can do that. If you're an employer who needs a talented, dedicated workforce, talk to us. We can develop a skills program for you. We can place individuals competitively and provide job support for you. But if you don't have if you're not a manufacturer, don't have that, you can just get involved. We have a jog for jobs coming up this Saturday. So it's a 5K. You can come and participate, run with us, have a couple, cold refreshing beverages afterwards. We have we have 2 galas a year, or one gala. It's at May 6th, Saturday, May 6th, same day as the Kentucky Derby. So it's Derby after dark. Come join our gala or sponsor our gala and just come out and enjoy and see our mission firsthand.
So is that May 6th?
May 6th, yeah. So that's coming up soon.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun night at the Maristar, and we're going to watch the race and then the Kentucky Derby, and then we're going to kick off into live auctions and speeches from our people and whatnot. So it's going to be a fun event. And then we have a golf tournament at Bogey Hills. So we'd like to support a local country club here in St. Charles. And they do a great job. And we have a golf event on October 2nd, Monday, October 2nd. That's a great event as well. So that's a couple ways where people can just donate. We have NAP credits available for folks. So if you want to donate, those NAP credits are going to go to expanding our Building B warehouse to offer more job opportunities. And that NAP credit gives you a 50% tax credit on your Missouri tax return if you want to donate in that regard. So,
do you know what that stands for?
The Neighborhood Assistance Program. So
Okay.
it's
Okay.
offered through the
Awesome.
Missouri Department of Economic Development, offers those credits for us to essentially sell to the community. So
And what did you say the benefit was? 50%
yeah, so
off.
if you're a company and if you donate, let's say $1,000, you donate $1,000, you get $500 back on your Missouri tax return through a
Okay.
credit, and you also get the federal tax deduction as well. So there's a nice benefit. Basically, costs
Yeah.
you 30 cents on a dollar to donate through that mechanism. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Mhm.
So do you guys I mean, do you find that it's common for you guys to provide like overflow services? Like if a manufacturer, just gets really swamped,
Mhm.
they get a demand to ramp up production in the short term and they don't want to hire staff do they outsource work like that to you guys?
Oh, certainly. That is kind of in our bread and butter. We do a lot of project work. We like ongoing work from a company,
Absolutely.
but the flex work is there's always seasonal demand for products, and they don't want to staff to it, so they send it to us, and we produce it and ship it off for them. And some things are spring and fall, and we do those kind of project kind of works, or they just get a sudden spike in demand, and we just
Right.
become the person they go to. So for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So, any other exciting news coming up for you guys on the horizon?
Oh yeah, we have
We
lots of
talked
fun.
about the May Day, or we talked about the May event, coming up with the Derby. But what else is coming up?
Yeah, we have a lot of fun things coming up. So the summer is a busy time for us. We have our summer work programs where we have teens usually in their first job experience. So we support that. We have about 46 teenagers with disabilities who will have their first job experience with manufacturers, and well, not just manufacturers, actually any employer who has they get a on-site job experience for 6 weeks is paid. It's paid through vocational rehab or through your local DDRB board here in St. Charles County. We also have we call it the Nuts, Bolts, and Thingamajigs summer work camp. So this is for younger teens, like 14 and 15-year-old teens who will get a camp experience with some of our manufacturing partners throughout St. Charles County and Lincoln County. So that's exciting. And then I also mentioned that we have our Building B project, which is our warehouse redesign. That's where those NAP credits are going to be used for. So donations that are coming for that are going to help us revitalize that warehouse and turn it into more production and training space. So
Okay.
that's exciting. We'll be able to add more jobs and more training for individuals in that space. And then we have our May Day dance coming up on May 12th here at St. Peter's, which is kind of a half a day off where we take some time and just celebrate the year, and we go out and have a dance party out in our parking lot, and we have lots of volunteers come out to that and play some games. And that's May 12th here in St. Peter's and May 19th up in our Lincoln County facility. And then we just have lots of fun other programming that's coming up. We get together as a board of directors, and the board of directors gets together and thinks about other ideas like our skills center. So we have some other ideas that we're generating right now, like retirement service programming that we may offer, some other day service type rehabilitation program with some of our local partners like community living we're looking at. So those are things that are just an idea phase, but we're excited about looking into those program options this year as the year progresses. So,
Okay.
yeah.
In terms of support, you mentioned St. Louis and St. Charles counties, and we
Mhm.
talked about the roots that you guys have in St. Charles County,
Mhm.
and you've talked about expanding into Lincoln County. I mean, do you guys work? I mean, I know businesses from anywhere all over the world can work with you guys, but in terms of, working with local counties or communities, anything beyond that?
Yeah, certainly. So, well, and back to your, we have one of our partners is from Belgium, so we do kind of get our roots a little bit outside of the St. Charles
Okay.
County, but yeah, so we have a very active St. Louis County presence as well. So we do direct job placements with manufacturers and other organizations, not just manufacturing, actually in the industry. We do direct placement in St. Louis County, and we're expanding into St. Louis County with BJC Healthcare. So we're going to have a health support skill center training program for Barnes West County Hospital. So we're launching that in June. So that's going to be focused on hospital support operations. So that's going to be exciting. We'll probably hopefully expand that throughout the BJC community of hospitals. And we're also looking to partner with Worldwide Technology over in their Edwardsville location. They've built, over 4 million square feet. That's been a growing company that's rooted here in St. Louis. So we're excited about, providing job opportunities for adults over in the Edwardsville location. So, yeah, we're pretty ambitious that we have a gold standard in employment services for adults with disabilities, and we want to share that with as many people who want to work with us as we can. So.
Okay. So will you be actually placing people over in the Illinois facility with Worldwide potentially?
Yeah, we are. We're working through the kind of the funding mechanism for that. Every state's a little different. So once we get that
Right.
kind of squared away with the state or the county over there, and we already have the partnership with Worldwide from a executive sponsorship standpoint. So that's
Mhm.
that road's pretty clean for us. It's just getting the kind of the funding mechanism kind of put in place, and then we're going to go. So that's right around the corner. So.
Okay. Awesome. That's really cool.
Mhm.
So Troy, what else should we know about BCI? Anything else that we haven't covered?
I think we did a really good job of going deep with a lot of areas, Ken. So I would just say, if you want to know more about us, please reach out. We're happy to give you a tour, show you our facility, show you what we're doing in the competitive employment space as well. And it's seeing is believing, and come and see us. We're happy to. I'll give you a personal tour of our
Okay.
facilities and our programs. So.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Thanks so much, Troy. I'm going to put up here the address again, just real quick for folks located out in St. Peter's. You said that's basically 79 and 70
That's right.
area.
Mhm.
And also put the link out to the Facebook page and the phone number. And then also the website is boonecenter.com. So look, if you guys have any questions or need to know anything, please reach out to Troy and his organization. Fantastic organization. We're proud to have you guys in St. Charles County, and I know you guys have been active in involvement in the St. Charles Regional Chamber. So we would really appreciate that as well.
Yeah. Thanks, Ken. Thanks for having me today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you very much.